Hi, I'm Bill Cordell, and I want to share a story with you I first heard in Louisiana from a fellow by the name of Alligator. Now, this takes place in the southern part of Louisiana. They got a different way of talking over there, so I'm going to try and approximate it. Excuse me, I got it prepared. Oh, down there in the swamps and the bayous, they got themselves an animal that floats in the water, and he looked like an old log just laying there. Oh, you don't see nothing but his eyes sticking up, and maybe his nostrils. And he just floats along, and all the other animals, they want nothing to do with him. Oh, they stand back. They let him go on by. Because he's got them big old claws. Oh, they grab you. And he's got that big old mouth with them sharp teeth. Oh, they'll snap you up if you ain't careful. And he's got that big old powerful tail. They'll whack you upside the head if you ain't careful. Well, all the other animals, they give him powerful respect. They go, get out the way, it's Moselle Crocodile. Oh, that's what they call him, yeah. All except for that dog. Now that dog, he sits up in the back porch and he sasses that gator something terrible. He goes, oh, come and get me if you dare, Moselle Crocodile. Oh, and that gator, oh, he don't like that sassing at all. No, he just sits there and hiss. He gets so mad. There's nothing he can do because he's not going to go near where dog is because he knows that dog lives with man. And that's one thing he don't want to care about is that he want to get next to man because that man, why, he's the one thing that can trap an alligator. He's the one thing that can skin an alligator. And he's the one thing that probably eat an alligator too. Oh, so that alligator, he just sits there in the water and he stews something terrible. But he says, oh, one day that dog, he's going to make a mistake. And when he does, I'm going to snap him up and grind him to mincemeat. Well, sure enough, one day that dog's just laying there going, he's sleeping away. And all of a sudden, a bunny rabbit comes thumpity, thumpity, thumpity right by the back porch. When that dog gets that scent, he wakes up, he goes, he starts chasing after that bunny rabbit. That bunny rabbit, he goes to the left. And that dog goes to the left. And that bunny rabbit, he goes to the right. And that dog goes to the right. And that bunny rabbit goes down under a bush. And that dog goes up under a bush. And that bunny rabbit jumps over a big old hole, and that dog doesn't see that hole coming. Ooh, boom! He lands nose to snout, which you know who. Oh, and that dog, he says, and that gator goes, I got you now, don't I? Oh, yeah, every day I hear you saying, come and get me if you dare, Moselle Crocodile. Well, I got you now. Snap you up and grind you to mincemeat. Well, that dog, he starts wagging his tail all friendly like, oh no, Mono, you got it all wrong. I ain't saying come up and get me. I'm saying come up and get it. The gator looks at that dog. Yeah, I'm saying come up and get it because, you see, my master, he puts out a big old bowl of scrap meat. I can't eat it all. Oh, yeah. And why? I was inviting you to dinner. The gator starts to think about that. Now, a gator ain't got nothing but a little pea-sized brain. Ain't bigger than a lima bean for a brain. So he don't think with his brain, he think with his stomach. Well, he starts thinking about that, and he says, what about your master? And that dog says, oh, you ain't got to worry about him. I'll take care of him. You just come up and see me. Well, while that gator was thinking about that dog hops out of the hole. He wags his tail. Yeah, you come up and see me. And runs off. Woo! That was close. Well, that gator, he's thinking all day long. He's thinking and thinking. And the sun is starting to go down. And that gator ain't had nothing to eat all day long. He's powerful hungry. he starts to drag himself up out of the swamp on those short, stubby legs. He pulls himself out of the bayou, working his way, pulling that big old tail up. He starts to work his way to the back porch of that cabin, and there's Dog. He sees that gator coming. Oh, he starts to wagging his tail. Oh, you come to see me, huh? You come to get it? And that gator says, where's your master? And that Dog, can you see him? And the gator sniffs around. And the Dog says, can you hear him? And the gator, he listens. Can you smell him? And that gator, he don't smell nothing but that big old bowl of scrap meat sitting up on the back porch, just like that Dog said. Oh, and that gator starts to work his way over to the steps and starts to pull his body up the steps. And the Dog says, oh yeah, you come on up here. And sure enough, he starts to work his way slowly, step by step, until he gets over to that bowl of scrap meat. He opens up his mouth, and that Dog says, yeah, you just have yourself a bite. And he runs over to the back door, and he starts to, now that's Dog for get out here quick. We got a gator on the back porch. Well, that door flings open. The man comes out, grabs hold of a broom, and starts whacking that gator on the head. Whack, whack, whack. And that Dog goes over the gator's tail and starts to gnaw on that gator's tail. And that gator goes, ooh, and he shoots off of that porch, and he goes quick, oh, as fast as he can back into the bayou and sinks down into the swamp. Blub, blub, blub. And he's nothing but an old log laying there. You don't see nothing but his eyes sticking up and maybe those nostrils. And he's waiting. Oh, and this time, he ain't gonna be fooled or tricked by that Dog. He's gonna wait there until that Dog gets close enough, and then he's gonna snap him up and grind him to mincemeat. Oh, that's a story. Now, you can look for that story. Now, there's all kinds of versions of it, and there's one that I like by J.J. Renault. You can look for that, Why Alligator Hates Dog.